Ladies, gentlemen, one and all, welcome to Dawn of War Definitive Edition Unification once again. Now, you know how I said in the stream last night I was going to be resting my voice? Well, never mind that. We have a war room thing to be dealing with. Specifically, the Night Lords versus the Sisters of Battle on Absolute Zero. Now, the person who was having the issue was playing on slightly easier difficulties. Was it standard? I think. I am playing on hard because that is my usual. So I don't really know much about the Night Lords versus Sisters matchup, to be honest. I don't know much about the Night Lords in general. They're probably one of the factions that I played the least. But if there's one thing I do know about the Night Lords, it's that they are pretty good at the old hit-and-run malarkey. So, yeah. This player is very new, apparently, so let's go into a little bit more detail. Start off with a Storm Barracks. With your first builder, queue up a Raptor Scout, a Dark Magos, and then another Raptor Scout. Have the first Raptor Scout obviously cap the listing post closest to you, or strategic point closest to you. Have the second Dark Magos when he arrives, build a plasma generator, and then start building listing posts. From the Storm Barracks, I have built a Captain right off the bat. The Captain is pretty good. He is not the best in terms of, like, sheer beat stick damage output. He's pretty solid, but his main goal here is going to be mobility and being incredibly annoying. I have also got a Fury squad. Now, that is mainly something planned for later, but they also have slightly faster capping abilities than the Raptor Scouts. We have got the Lord out, and now I have jump packed directly into the Sisters' base, because all that's separating us on this map is this little bit here. So you can just jump pack from here over to here, and then, yeah. Now, there is a choice here. You can either target down the listing post, or you can target down the plasma generator. I chose the listing post, because requisition is quite important in Tier 1. It's more important than power, in my opinion. And now that we've captured all of the listing posts, strategic points, sorry, on this side, yeah, I've sent the Raptor Scouts over to assist our captain with beating up a stationary building. The Sisters, however, have not actually retaliated. I don't know what they were doing at this point. I don't know if they hadn't actually got out any units or not. I could just head off the war and have a look. Yep, they had only got 3 missionaries. So, yeah. Something else I did here is uncapping their strategic point, but not capping it myself. So, yeah, that means that they then have to recap it, which delays them getting those resources back. And obviously target down the power generator now, while a Raptor Scout and the Furies were basically just running the other units around. In the meantime, I have actually not built any additional units and gone straight for Fear Through Focus, aka Tier 2. Now, I did make a bit of a mistake here, and that is that I have capped this strategic point, but I have not built a listening post on it. I should have built a listening post on it. The Sisters here are also getting to the point where they have too many units for me to effectively deal with, so time to back away. I have kind of screwed them over, because, yep, I broke their plasma generator, and I uncapped their strategic point here, setting them back resource-wise. And, yeah, just need to recap this now, because they went and uncapped it, which was very rude. I disapprove of this. In the meantime, getting an extra raptor claw here. Something I probably, again, should have done already, but yeah. And yeah, one thing with Night Lords you need to remember is that although they are Marines, this is balanced as an RTS, not as a lore thing. So the Night Lords, despite being Marines, are actually not that tanky. They are susceptible to getting shot in the face, or set on fire, or stabbed, or whatever. Sisters, meanwhile, getting up their pristine sanctuary. That is their armory building, and that is what allows them to get flamers. So, yes, we did delay it, but we did not stop it completely. We are now Tier 2. And I got, immediately, Havocs. Havocs are your heavy weapon specialists. They come equipped as standard with heavy bolters and can be upgraded to either autocannons for anti-light vehicle and heavy infantry, or missile launchers to deal with the heavier vehicles. Currently I'm leaving them with the heavy bolters, namely because I've done such a tech rush that I haven't actually built my armory. I'm going straight for a Forge of Terror. I have, of course, taken down this location, and I'm actually going to try and outright cap it. Meanwhile, the sisters have started getting their flamers up and running, and are trying to push along this side. Now, I did upgrade this listening post to an LP2, as it's called, aka I've given it its first gun. That doesn't just give it a gun, it also increases the amount of requisition that you gain from the point. I could not tell you the exact numbers, that's more Max's expertise. Got my second Havoc Claw out, and I'm building a Razorback. Now, the Razorback is not the heaviest vehicle around. It is basically a transport with a heavy bolter on it. But it still has vehicle armor, which means that it is going to be not so well damaged by flames, which these sisters have a lot of. Now, I made another mistake here, in the sense that I think my screen was elsewhere, because I've let this lot run forward into an Inferno turret. I didn't know the Inferno turret was here, but yeah, I've let them run forward, and they ran directly into a turret. However, there is a way to deal with this, ignoring the guy that's been set on fire there. Like I said, vehicle armor is not so susceptible to the flames of the Inferno turret. Therefore, just have it target the Razorback by pretty much moving every other unit out of range, and then having the Razorback just sort of sit there and tank it. Because the AI, they often will not retarget their attacks. In PvP, obviously that's going to be a very different story. But, yeah, in PvE, they will quite happily just sit here, flaming the Razorback. As you see, it's doing about 3 to 4 damage a second. So I've got myself a Dream Eater. That is the Chaos Sorcerer equivalent. I didn't actually use any of his spells, but, you know, it's fine. He has a short-range teleport, so we can move him across there. And I've also got myself a Hell Talon, which is good versus vehicles and buildings. I did not know at this point whether the sisters were going to be getting out vehicles soon, so yeah, we were kind of preparing for them. Though I did not upgrade my Havocs. I want to see the vehicles before I upgrade my Havocs to missile launchers. They were building another Inferno turret, but I took down the builder. Is pretty susceptible to heavy bolters. I've got my Furies again, and they are chasing around a Seraphim squad. There's also a Raptor Claw there, and yep, the Hell Talent is coming in and ruining the barracks building. But yeah, at this point we're pretty much done. So everything went to plan. So it's just a matter of bringing down the HQ and the barracks. Because this was on Annihilate, not Destroy HQ. So you have to destroy all buildings capable of troop production. Unfortunately, the HQ also counts for that. I say unfortunately. It's not really unfortunately, is it? That's probably the wrong word. But anyway, yeah, that was that. That was a fairly clean game, all things considered. Nothing majorly problematic happened, minus a few errors on my part. I did get distracted at some points. We killed 46 units and lost 10. That's not too bad. Like, 4 of those were Furies. Furies are so I didn't you didn't get to see it really in the game, but once you have the Vault of Fear, which is another tier 2 building, you can use an ability with them that buffs nearby units in exchange for killing the Fury. Now, that's why it's always kind of good as the Night Lords to have at least one Fury knocking around, or possessed if you're later in game, because they get that as well. Yeah, but that doesn't kick in till tier 2. So, just something to keep in mind there. Interesting, my army size was 44. Didn't actually do too badly, all things considered, in that department. And, yep, we got a much better, well, I say much better, a slightly better eco than the Sisters did, minus the power gathered there. They got a little bit more than us because I forgot to build any other generators past the first one. Yes, I do that frequently. Make sure you build generators when you have the rec for it. It's kind of important. But yeah, so that was that. So, as always, something to keep in mind, and I normally say this at the beginning of the video, but I forgot. This is purely from a PvE perspective. Please do not take this as gospel for something like PvP, which is very different. And this is, of course, only one person's perspective. So, thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed it. And until next time, I have been Caldaris. Goodbye.